The rain grew heavier. At that moment, inside Hummer Villa, Edwin Hummer was having a conversation with Master Lawson. "Mr. Hummer, the first batch of baling pills has sold out completely," Master Lawson said excitedly. "And the feedback has been fantastic. Many wealthy elites are interested in long-term partnerships. We can now invest heavily and start mass production." "Ha! As expected of a royal secret formula. I didn't think it would perform this well right out the gate." Edwin Hummer laughed in satisfaction. He had thought they'd need to warm up the market, but things were progressing far faster than anticipated. Now, he would need to accelerate his expansion plans. "To be fair, we owe much of this to the Harmon family. Without their years of research, we wouldn't have such a treasure on our hands," Master Lawson said with a smirk. "Humph! That Natasha Harmon is still too young to play games with me. I'm going to use these baling pills to crush her completely," Edwin said proudly. "Then allow me to congratulate you in advance on unifying Swinton." Master Lawson bowed with cupped fists. "All right, it's getting late. I should head to Tina's birthday banquet. If I show up too late, that girl will definitely throw a fit," Edwin Hummer said, grinning as he stood up. Just as he was about to leave, an old butler rushed in a panic. "Sir! Bad news! Miss Tina's been attacked." "What?" Edwin Hummer's expression darkened. "Attacked? What happened? Who dared to lay a hand on his daughter?" "A young man caused a commotion at the banquet and beat Miss Tina half to death in front of everyone. She's been taken to Hummer Hospital," the butler reported quickly. Hummer Hospital, one of the top hospitals in Swinton, was a private facility under the Hummer family, staffed by the best medical professionals and mainly serving the Hummers. "Let's go!" To the hospital. Without another word, Edwin stormed out, leading a group of men in a furious rush. But as soon as he entered the hospital room, the scene made his eyes almost pop out in rage. There lay Tina Hummer, barely clinging to life. Her face was a bloody mess, completely unrecognizable. Her arms and legs looked like they had been smashed repeatedly with a hammer, flesh torn, bones shattered. It was a horrifying sight. Who the hell did this?" Edwin Hummer roared like a lion ready to rampage. In all his years, no one had dared to touch his daughter. "Mr. Hummer, based on our investigation, the culprit is a guy named Dustin," a wounded bodyguard reported. He quickly explained what had happened. The more Edwin listened, the darker his expression became. "That damn brat again! Over and over, he ruins my plans! I'll tear him into 1,000 pieces!" His fists clenched, his teeth ground in fury. "Men! Round up every elite in the city! I want that Dustin kid brought back to me, alive or dead, and blacklist the Nicholson family completely. I want them ruined, yes sir!" With that order, the men scattered instantly. "Mr. Hummer, that guy isn't easy to deal with. Regular fighters won't be able to take him down," Master Lawson said solemnly. He still remembered clearly being slapped away by Dustin, not an experience he ever wanted to repeat. "What are you suggesting?" Edwin turned to him. "I suggest mobilizing the experts from the Dragon Might Martial Hall. They're the best we've recruited from all corners of the country. They'll be more than capable of handling this." "Dragon Might Martial Hall? Isn't that a bit overkill?" Edwin squinted. That was one of his trump cards. He usually never deployed them lightly. "Mr. Hummer, this man isn't just a skilled fighter. He has the Harmon family backing him. If we want to play it safe, the Martial Hall is our best option," Master Lawson advised seriously. "Fine. Contact Dragon Might Martial Hall. Tell them to prepare an ambush." After a brief pause, Edwin finally agreed. Anyone who dared harm his daughter would pay dearly. Meanwhile, inside the Xiang garden. "What? Dustin caused a scene at the Hummer family banquet and beat Tina Hummer half to death?" Natasha Harmon looked surprised as she listened to her younger sister's report. "Yeah. He was totally nuts. In front of everyone, he slapped Tina dozens of times and even crushed her arms and legs. He really went full beast mode." Ruth Harmon's eyes sparkled with excitement. "That doesn't sound like something he'd do. Why would he act so recklessly?" Natasha frowned. "It was for that presidently, of course. She got humiliated, and he couldn't stand by, so he got revenge." Ruth didn't hide anything and recounted all the gossip she had gathered. No wonder. Natasha nodded in understanding. You're not mad? Ruth was surprised. Why would I be? Natasha asked calmly. He clearly still has feelings for that woman, and he's going all out for her. You're okay with that? Ruth grumbled. They just got divorced. It's natural there are lingering emotions. Besides, if Dustin really stood by and did nothing, I'd actually think less of him. Natasha said lightly. Sometimes I don't get you. I could never stand watching the guy I like cozying up to someone else. Ruth muttered, scratching her head. Men need to make their own choices. I believe Dustin won't disappoint me. Natasha smiled faintly. A good man never goes back to his ex, and with Dustin's pride, he wouldn't repeat the same mistake. I hope so. Between him and Tyler Grant, I'd much rather have Dustin as my brother-in-law. Ruth mumbled. All right, enough of that. It's not set in stone yet. Natasha rolled her eyes. Then she added, Tell our people to keep a close watch on Dustin. If he's ever in danger, step in immediately. Got it? Ruth nodded firmly and left quickly. They both understood. Knowing Edwin Hummer's temper, this matter was far from over. A brutal battle was inevitable. After the chaos at the banquet, Dustin returned once again to East River Hospital. When he walked into the ward, he found Florence, James, and others already there. That heartless bastard! Who could do something so cruel to my daughter? They're inhuman, damn it! If I ever find out who hurt her, I'll chop them into pieces. Seeing Dahlia covered in injuries, the Nicholson family was heartbroken and furious. Their curses filled the air. What are you doing here? I don't recall anyone inviting you. Someone suddenly noticed Dustin standing at the doorway. I came to check on Dahlia's condition, Dustin said calmly as he stepped inside, expression neither happy nor sad. Get out! You're not welcome here! James roared, as if venting his pent-up anger. You! Tell me the truth, was my daughter's injury your doing? Florence glared. I wasn't aware of what happened to her until after it happened. If you want answers, maybe ask Julia, Dustin replied. Julia? James frowned. That's right, wasn't she with my sister at the banquet? Why isn't she here now? Don't tell me Julia got hurt too. Florence's face changed instantly. You! What's going on? Who hurt my daughter? Where's Julia? You probably don't want to know, Dustin said, shaking his head. Speak up if you've got something to say. No matter who hurt my sister, I'll make them pay. James fumed. That's right. We won't let this go. Florence added. The one who injured Dahlia was Miss Hummer. Dustin finally admitted. Miss Hummer? Who's that? James asked, still processing. Edwin Hummer's daughter, the wealthiest man in Swinton. Dustin explained. What? Edwin Hummer's daughter? The entire room froze in shock. Everyone exchanged glances in disbelief. Especially Florence and James. Their fury vanished instantly. If it had been anyone else, they'd be screaming for revenge already. But the Hummer family? They didn't even dare to breathe too loudly now. We've never had a grudge with the Hummer family. Why would Miss Hummer attack so viciously? Florence swallowed nervously. Exactly. My sister was just attending a birthday party by invitation. Why would she offend Miss Hummer? James's brow furrowed tightly. Everyone looked nervous and uneasy. The Hummer family was a massive force, not someone they could afford to offend. Even though they were deeply wronged, they had no choice but to swallow the humiliation. You all don't need to get involved in this. Within 3 days, I'll make Miss Hummer come and apologize in person, Dustin said flatly. Hey! Do you even know what you're saying? Do you know who Miss Hummer is? You think someone like you can challenge her? You should look in the mirror before talking big. James sneered. Exactly. If you were that capable, my daughter wouldn't be lying here hurt, would she? Florence snapped. Clearly, no one took Dustin's words seriously. After all, Miss Hummer was a true heiress of a wealthy and powerful family. Even they didn't dare offend her. How could a nobody like Dustin possibly challenge her? Are you the patient's family? Just then, a group of hospital staff walked in. We've just received notice from the hospital director. The patient will be transferred to a VIP suite for better treatment, and all expenses will be waived. Do you agree? Free of charge? Florence's eyes lit up. Of course we agree. Great. Please come with us. The medical team then escorted Dahlia out of the ward. Dustin didn't move. Naturally, this transfer was arranged by him. Though he wasn't afraid of Edwin Hummer, that didn't mean the Hummer family wouldn't try to retaliate. So to play it safe, he made preparations in advance. Shortly after Florence and the others left, Julia stormed into the ward, panting with urgency. Auntie! Something terrible happened! I just saw. Halfway through she froze. Staring wide-eyed at Dustin, she shouted. Why you? What are you doing here? Good timing. I have a question for you, Dustin said as he slowly approached. Don't come any closer. What do you want? I'm warning you, don't try anything. Julia backed away in panic. The scene of Miss Hummer being beaten was still fresh in her mind. In her eyes, Dustin was a complete madman. Why are you so scared? Did you do something you shouldn't have? Dustin asked coolly. I did nothing wrong. I have a clear conscience. Julia forced herself to sound confident. Fine. Then answer me, at the banquet tonight, when Dahlia was accused of stealing, were you the one behind it? Dustin's voice turned cold. You're making baseless accusations. Julia's expression shifted slightly, clearly flustered. My cousin and I are like sisters. Why would I harm her? Stop slandering me, oh? Then explain this. Dustin casually threw a jewelry box at her. Inside was a pair of ruby earrings. Tell me how this ended up in Dahlia's bag. Aside from you, who else could have touched it? I don't know. But it wasn't me. A trace of panic flashed in Julia's eyes, though she kept denying it. You'd better think carefully before answering. You might not get another chance, Dustin said expressionlessly. What's that supposed to mean? Are you threatening me? Julia shouted, trying to sound brave but trembling inside. 1 minute, Dustin said as his ears twitched. He raised one finger. What do you want? I'm not afraid of you. Julia unconsciously backed away. 10 seconds. Dustin! I'm warning you. Before she could finish, footsteps echoed from outside. Boss, I found out. Dahlia is in this room. Good. Old 5, take the lead. The rest of you, grab her. With those orders, several masked men in black rushed into the room. Which one is Dahlia? The leader scanned the room with fierce eyes. She is. Dustin pointed straight at Julia. Clang! 2 blades were instantly drawn and placed against Julia's neck. Take her!
And just can't accept it. This can't be the end yet. You promised to never leave. And now you're gone. Can't believe. I can feel the world slipping away as you slowly fade from my everyday. You promised forever a love without end, but now I'm left broken, struggling to mend. I thought we were so tight, destined for a lifetime. Love with no end. Love with no end. Staying in my imagination, memorizing the past time, the secrets, the love, the care. Now they're echoes in the air. I still see your face in every place.